Hi there, Sean Smith, author of The Fat Paddler. Thanks for joining me on this magnificent Sydney winter's day. So The Fat Paddler, it's a two-part story, but largely a book about recovery. I went through a number of very serious accidents, two major motor vehicle accidents which left me with significant injuries and really quite debilitating injuries, and also going through the terrorist attack that was the Bali Bombing in 2002. And through those three events I went through very significant periods of pain, insomnia and depression. And really depression was the key part there. When you're in a lot of pain or you're injured, or if you see something terrible, if you have post-traumatic stress, depression is a terrible thing, and it certainly leads people to hit rock bottom very often and can be a very dangerous killer of people. You know, it's funny when you're depressed, you need to find something to reach onto to help lift yourself out of that space. It's a very, very dark area, and I feel for anyone who is depressed. But you know, for me, I was really fortunate that I had a young family, and I had two beautiful little daughters and a lovely wife. And you know, I'd got to a point where living wasn't really that important to me anymore. I'd looked death in the face a couple of times quite seriously, and you know, I'd reconciled my life and that largely I'd been a good person, I think. I didn't really care anymore, and I think depression gets like that. You don't really care anymore. But the thing I did care about was the welfare of my children, and you know, when I looked at my two young beautiful daughters, you know, it wasn't so much wanting to see them grow up that was important to me, it was wanting them to grow up with a father, having the love and guidance and companionship of a father. And so, you know, it almost became a matter of stop being selfish and think about your children for me. You know, I really think those girls were the key to my overall recovery, and you know, their constant needs and their love and their happiness to be around their father, and I really wanted to make sure that they had a father for the rest of their life. You know, the concept of the Fat Paddler came about because you know, I wanted to have a name that people would remember, a name that was funny, a name that was a little bit uncomfortable, and a name that was memorable for what I was doing. And clearly I'm fat, so clearly I was paddling, so that made it pretty straightforward. But you know, I documented my journey ostensibly to help me produce a blog that would show other people the type of journey they could take, and I was trying to raise money for charity with it. But I really wanted people to see that, you know, it doesn't matter how bad you are, there are ways to try and lift yourself out of the darkness of injury or depression or trauma or whatever. And you know, when I started, I had a shattered pelvis, I had some very significant injuries, I fell out a lot, did a fair bit of swimming. You know, it wasn't an easy road for me, but it was certainly, you know, enjoyable and fun. And you know, and I documented that through the website fatpaddler.com. There's a lot of people that read that website, and I think they read it because you know, it sort of shows a journey that we all go through, a journey that is not one of perfection, and nobody gets on a kayak or some sort of paddle boat and is perfect immediately. They have to work at it, and they make mistakes, and it's really like that through life, isn't it? We all make mistakes throughout life, and it's the ability to push through those mistakes and learn from them and keep going that allows us to succeed. Look, I really hope you enjoyed the book. It was a fair bit of fun and some difficulty to write it, but you know, I hope you like it. Cheers.